Hello guys, welcome back. We've been discussing about triads, and right now we're going to take it even a step further by looking at the qualities that a triad bears. So generally, a chord or a triad has four main qualities, which are major, minor, diminished, and augmented. But for the purpose of this course, we're going to be looking at mainly the major and the minor qualities. So let's take a deep dive into that. So remember, we're on the key of C, and right now I'm going to be taking you through all the triads in the diatonic scale. So the first is C itself, which is the triad 1. This very first one, which we call triad 1 or C, is a major triad by default. So right now I'm going to be walking you through their default qualities. So the quality of any triad 1 on any key is always a major. Next, we have triad 2, which on the key of C is D. Now, every triad 2 is always a minor triad. That means it has a minor quality. Next, we have triad 3. Triad 3 has a minor quality as well. Next, triad 4. Triad 4 has a major quality. Next, triad 5. Triad 5 also has a major quality. Mind you, triad 5 is G, triad 4 is F. Okay, so we have triad 6, which is A. Triad 6 has a minor quality, so we can say this triad, which is A, is a minor triad. Next, triad 7 always has the quality of a diminished, so you can say triad 7 has a diminished quality, right? And back to C, which is a major quality. So just by way of a recap, the ones that are major are triad 1, triad 4, and triad 5. That means triad 1, 4, and 5 have the quality of major, so they can be called major triads. Next, the triads that have the minor quality are triad 2, and in this case on the key of C it's D, triad 3, which is E, and triad 6. So the triads with minor qualities are always the second, which is 2, 3, and 6. Now we have just one diminished, which is always the 7th. Now a point to note is that these are just the default qualities that these triads have. They are not restricted to just these qualities. So you can actually modify them, and I'm going to show you how to modify these qualities in a bit. But right now, I want to explain something. All right. So the triads that we call the major triads, which are 1, 4, and 5, are also called the primary triads. 1, 4, and 5. And I would love to say that with the primary triads, you can actually harmonize any song. So you can sing almost any song and play along to it with just these primary triads. Of course, there's always more options, but if you want to play at the barest minimum, just simple chords to start with, you can achieve that with virtually just these 3 chords or these 3 triads. So that's why they're called the primary triads, the major triads, primary triads, the major triads, or the 1, 4, 5 triads because of their root names. So you have 1, 4, and 5. So now the triads that we call the minor triads, which are 2, D, 3, or E, 6, or A, now on the key of C, they are also called secondary triads. So minor triads are called secondary triads, while primary triads or major triads are called primary triads. So now I'm going to show you how to modify the qualities of these triads so that you can be able to achieve any quality you want without being restricted to just having to play their default qualities. All right, so like we said earlier, triad 1, which is C on the key of C, is a major by default. It has a major quality. Now, we can make this triad a minor by lowering the third. So for the third is always responsible for the quality of the name. So if we take this third a semitone lower this way, it becomes C minor. So here is C minor. If you restore it, it becomes C major. So we have C major, C minor. Next, let's go to the triad of D. So by default, the triad of D, or triad 2, is a minor. So we can make this minor triad a major triad by raising the third by a semitone. So if we do this, we have a major triad. Restore it, we have a minor triad. Raise it, we have a major triad. I'll pick just one more example. We have triad 5 on the key of C, which is G. By default, it's a major triad. We can make it a minor triad by lowering the third. And how do we get the third? We have the roots. So 3 away from the roots gives us the third, that is 1, 2, 3. So this is the third away from the roots. And we have the fifth, that's 5 away from the roots. So if this is the roots, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have roots, third, and fifth. Now, the roots is what is always responsible for whether a triad is a major or a minor. So to get the quality of a minor from this G major triad, all we have to do is to lower this third by a semitone. And when we do that, it gives us the quality of a minor. So that is the way to actually modify the default quality of any triad. Now that we know how to modify the qualities of triads, then let's talk about how these qualities sound. So generally, a major triad sounds happy, it sounds bright, it sounds open, while a minor triad sounds closed, it sounds a little bit dull, it sounds melancholic, it sounds, just not as happy as what a major triad is. So let's compare both. This is a major triad, this is a minor triad. So this is C minor, this is C major. And I'm sure you can hear the difference between both of them. So that is all about how to get the qualities of a triad and modify them. So in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to use these triads to harmonize your favorite songs. So see you there.